What's going on, you guys? So there's been a narrative going around that Terrence Bud Crawford is an affiliation with MTK Global and Irish crime boss Daniel Kinahan. And yeah, I mean, it's been some conflicting reports, and there's never have been any concrete evidence that Terrence Kumite Crawford is dealing with these guys over there, right? But one guy we know for sure definitely is, and his name is Tyson Fury. Hit that like button for your boy. Give me the HBO special. That's the Help a Brother Out special. We're on the road to 15,000 subscribers. But Daniel Kinahan, it looks like sanctions will deal heavy blow to his activities. Kinahan Cartel, yeah, they back on him again. And yeah, I'm sure some of you guys heard this news that was circulating through the boxing streets yesterday. Of course, Daniel Kinahan is a pretty big figure in the sport of boxing. You never seen the guy or anything like that, but you heard stories. And he has a shit ton of money and he's involved in some shady activities. But yeah, it's been a narrative that was going around for a while that Terrence Crawford, when he was over in Dubai, that he was working on a deal with MTK Global. However, with the recent news that Jamil Herring has fallen out with Team Crawford, or should I say Bomac, right? Bomac, one of the reasons he stated was that broke the straw on the camel's back was the fact that he signed with MTK Global, the management company. So a lot of fans still want to believe that Crawford's with these guys. So it's conflicting, right? So why would Bomac be upset if Jamil did it, but not if Crawford did it, right? And Crawford's like his little brother. Bomac wants to manage Crawford. Bomac wants to manage these guys and things of that nature, right? So it just doesn't make sense. People like to just make up stuff just to fit their agendas in the boxing community. We've been seeing this for years. But yeah, Daniel Kinahan looks like they on his bumper in regards to his shady activities. And it says here, worldwide financial sanctions target the Kinahan crime cartel and will deal a heavy blow to their activities. Irish, American, and British law enforcement have launched coordinated action against the Irish organized crime group. A reward of up to $5 million has also been offered by the U.S. for information on the three most senior members. In total, 7 members and 3 associates businesses are targeted. Wow. Daniel Kinahan, 44, has previously been named in the Irish courts as head of one of Europe's most prominent drug gangs. Daniel Kinahan is only 44 years old. Now, to some of you young guys, that may sound old, but once you get into your 30s, 44 is still pretty young. And Daniel Kinahan is a young guy pulling some big strings. Then it says his father, Christopher Sr., 65, and his brother, Christopher Jr., 41, were also placed on an Office of Foreign Assets Control, the OFAC list. Then it says here, U.S. sanctions gang leader with links to Tyson Fury. And we all know Tyson Fury shouted out Daniel Kinahan several times, mentioned Daniel Kinahan several times, and one would assume that he's dealing with these guys, right? Of course, Tyson Fury is an Irish gypsy, and yeah, they have connections. Daniel Kinahan can make some big things happen, right? Then it says organized crime boss still working in boxing. Then it says there are among 7 members of the Kinahan cartel targeted by the OFAC. On Tuesday, U.S. Ambassador to Ireland, Claire Cronin, said a reward up to $5 million was being offered for information which leads to financial disruption of the group or the arrest or conviction of Christopher Kinahan Sr., Daniel Kinahan, or Christopher Kinahan Jr. So it's like a 3-man thing between the fathers and sons. Daniel Kinahan previously worked as an advisor to boxer Tyson Fury and is co-founder of the MTK Global Agency, which represents a number of boxing's top fighters, including Fury and Michael Conlan. Michael Conlan, as we know, recently got knocked outside of the ring, knocked all the way out of the ring by Lee Wood, right? But yeah, you see the names here, right? They're not mentioning Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford is one of the more popular names in the sport of boxing, and I would think that if Terrence Crawford was in bed with these people, they will be broadcasting it all over the internet, right? It'd be all over the web, all over the internet. Terrence Crawford in bed with MTK Global. That's just some shit that boxing fans talking about, right? And that's just an assumption by boxing fans. I really don't think that Terrence Crawford is working with these people, but hey, I could be wrong. It says Mr. Kinahan said he cut ties with the company in 2017. So he claims he cut ties with MTK Global in 2017. While Mr. Kinahan claims to no longer be associated with the agency, last year, Fury expressly thanked him for organizing a high-profile bout with then world champion Anthony Joshua. Get him, Kinahan, my boy! Y'all remember that? Yep, I do. Speaking about the sanctions, Garda, Irish Police Commissioner Drew Harris said this was the first phase in working to tackle the Kinahan gang. So yeah, they've been trying to get a plan going to get this dude, man, because as we know, he's in Dubai and they can't do nothing to him over there, right? They can't do nothing to him while he's over there in United Arab Emirates. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. He said the enforcement measures would deal a heavy blow, if not crippling blow, to the gang, which the UK's National Crime Agency has said is responsible for dealing drugs and firearms around the world for more than 20 years. It is demonstration of a strength of resolve amongst all of us to put an end to a gang that has caused so much destruction and death here and abroad. That's what the commissioner said, right? So yeah, it says the Kinahan family became household names after their feud, which has claimed at least 18 lives with the rival Hutch gang. The most notorious incident was the Hutch attack on a boxing weigh-in 6 years ago. So yeah, they've been really involved with boxing, these guys, right? They're like some old school mob American boxing shit. Well, the mobsters all involved with boxing, washing their money in boxing. Yeah, this is what these guys are doing. They old school with it. The Kinahans are now based in the United Arab Emirates, yep, like I said, which has no extradition with the Republic of Ireland, and they may have led them to think they were beyond reach. But the American actions today may have changed that, with the three main members of the family's criminal enterprise now subject to the same enforcement measures as Russian oligarchs associated with the Putin regimen arising from the war in Ukraine. Damn. So yeah, it seemed like all bets are off for this dude. It seemed like the America stepped in and now they are able to go get these guys. That's basically what I got from this. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? In recent years, Daniel Kinahan, one of those sanctioned, has sought to launder his reputation by involvement in boxing. On Tuesday, police forces in Ireland and in Britain told those associated with him that they could no longer be in any doubt about him and his family activities. They also said that those sportsmen should now consider their own reputations and those of their sports and its fans. So yeah, they basically saying that if you a guy who's under this guy, Tyson Fury, Michael Conlan, any of these guys is under MTK Global or Daniel Kinahan, you should rethink that. That's basically what they're saying. You should go ahead and get away from this dude ASAP. That's what they're saying. The commissioner said the gang has started life as a son of... They pretty much talk about the beginning of the gang and how much they're worth. It says, what is the Kinahan Cartel? For over 20 years, the group has been responsible for importing tons of drugs and firearms around the world. The NCA says the crime group is linked to over a dozen gangland murders. Damn, murderers. The U.S. Treasury Department describes the Kinahan Cartel as one of the most dangerous in the world. Damn. Comparable to crime organizations like Italy's Camorra, Mexico's Los Zetas, and Japan's Yakuza. Yowzer. Jesus. So yeah, the Kinahans, the Kinahan Cartel, big deal, right? They ain't playing no games. If they on the same level as these type of cartels that they named, these crime organizations they named, then yeah, Daniel Kinahan has some major juice. That is crazy. But yeah, it pretty much talks about their beginnings and stuff like that, right? It says the group is suspected of involvement in a feud with a rivaling Dublin gang that has resulted in 18 people being murdered. Yeah, we read that already. Daniel Kinahan's lawyer told BBC Panorama last year he has no criminal record or convictions, and the allegations about him being a crime boss are false and have no evidential basis. So yeah, his lawyer saying it's all cap. He never got caught with anything. There's just nothing, and the world says otherwise, right? But is Terrence Crawford dealing with these people is the question. I'm not sure. Terrence Crawford made a tweet yesterday saying that they love you. They hate you when you're on top winning, right? I'm paraphrasing. But they love you when you're in the bottom, down and out losing, right? And people commented on there with the Daniel Kinahan situation, telling him he needs to get away from these people. You're going to be losing if you don't get away from them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, a lot of fans still is under the impression that Terrence Crawford is dealing with these people. Should Terrence Crawford come out and address this? Should somebody, next time they get a microphone in front of Kumite Crawford, should they ask him, is he dealing with these people? I highly doubt Crawford will give you a straight answer, right? But yeah, man, this is really interesting. You know, they mentioned Tyson Fury, right? Tyson Fury. They even got pictures of him on this article that I'm reading. So yeah, Tyson Fury is definitely working with this guy. Terrence Crawford, not too sure. But yeah, man, tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.